we're going to clue people in on Mli and the product, but so I meet Nick last year at a dinner hosted by a friend of mine. It's delightful. I asked Nick what he's doing, and he tells me, "Oh, I've started a healthy cookie company." And then, of course, I was like, "Do you have any on you?" And then he said, "Well, yes, I do. By the way, if you're an entrepreneur, you always have to have your shit on you. So, like, if you answer no,
You do.
shame on you."
You do.
So he's carrying cookies with him all the time, and they look like something like this. And so he distributes them to everyone. And then so this is a peanut butter, and he's got boxes here. So then I eat one of his healthy peanut butter cookies, any different varieties, but peanut butter is my favorite. And I eat them, and I think, oh my gosh, this is freaking delicious. And it feels like you're treating yourself well. So what is this cookie made out of?
They are, you're right. They're delicious cookies that are actually good for you.
Yeah.
They're made with nuts and they're sweetened with fruit. And these cookies, they taste like the real thing. And they have 3 times the protein of a normal cookie, 40% less sugar from apples, and 3 times the fiber of normal cookies. But the thing that we really focused on was, a cookie eater and a cookie lover needs to love this cookie. We're creating snacks that are just as delicious as they are good for you, so that people can celebrate eating what they love and feel great about it at the same time. So we proved out the product, we saw the demand, and honestly, we're blown away by the demand that we have right now. We're in stores like Whole Foods and Juice Press, Sprouts, Fresh Market. It's hard to keep up with the demand, but it took years to gain that recognition and a lot of hustle and grit.
Wow, man. It's like demoing in retail stores and everything else. And even after the success you've had, where you've sold like how many boxes of cookies, or what's the dollar value sort of thing?
We've made 1.3 million cookie packs so far. And we've sold close to $1 million in cookies.
All right. So you sold $1 million in cookies, and yet you're still getting over the hump in terms of like stocking various retailers with inventory. And by the way, this is totally par for the course in this domain, because retailers are kind of jerks about it. They'll be like, "Hey, send me all the cookies," and then it's like, "Hey, maybe I'll pay you in 60 or 90 days." Like,
right.
Maybe.
And so probably won't pay you.
Yeah, jam it in. And you have no choice but to be like, okay, Sprouts, Whole Foods, or whatever, like, I'll do whatever you want. But then you're pumping your resources into stocking these shelves and trusting, obviously, people are going to buy the cookie and love it. But then, you're sitting on your hands 90 days, you have to produce more product, you still have to operate the business. And so this is where WeFunder comes in. And as you are listening to this or right now or watching this, you might be thinking, hey, I kind of want to try the cookies, which I would definitely urge you to do. Just go to eatonly.com and buy a carton, or you could go to a retailer and pick it up if it's available. But there's something bigger going on right now that is fascinating. And I will say, first of all, it's pretty obvious. I invested a small amount after I met Nick last year, because I was like, what a great entrepreneur. I love the product. Like I see the path. And so, I made a small investment. And I'm also making an additional small investment on this crowdfunding campaign that Mli has right now on WeFunder, where if you want, you can become an investor in this company for as little as $100.
Yep.
And I put in a bit more than $100, you'd imagine. But, you put in $100 and then you'll actually get shares in this company.
You can own a piece of our cookie pie. Yeah.
He can own a piece of the cookie pie. Did you just make that up, Nick? Because that's pretty funny.
No, you can't. I mean, who doesn't love those mall pies?
Yeah, the cookie pies are delicious. You can own a piece of the cookie pie. If you go to wefunder.com and then search for Mli, I think the URL is actually wefunder.com/Mli. Yep. And then you put in $100, and right now I think you're even just reserving $100. You
Yep.
could do more. And then you will own shares of this cookie company at a valuation of
$3.8 million for the investors that invest in the next 2 weeks, January 31st to February 14th.
And how much in sales do you guys already have booked from various retailers for the upcoming period?
Yeah, so we have over $2 million in sales secured for the next year. Honestly, we've been turning retailers and accounts away. We're launching in additional Whole Foods regions, Sprouts, Thrive Market, Costco, and some other favorite places where you frequent. Yeah.
So, guys, this is like your own episode of Shark Tank with me as like the friendlier than usual shark, Nick as the scrappy
You're
entrepreneur.
super friendly, Andrew.
Oh, well, thank you. And then, but in this episode, you actually can get in on the deal for as little as $100, and $3.85 million valuation. You have, 2 to 3 million in sales committed coming in, and then the goal for this company would be for, obviously, I mean, you're just getting started, so it would grow. What do you see as a potential outcome years from now? And I think this product has immense potential.
Yeah, we've been speaking with these huge cookie holding companies like Mondelez, the Oreos of the world.
Those bastards. No, I'm
Those
kidding.
bastards, they get everything for free.
My kids love those Oreos. Whatever.
You have to pay for everything.
Soon they will love me.
Well, soon they might own us. I mean, look, the other cookie companies and some of these better good for you brands, they sell on multiples of revenue. So, for example, if we're selling, we're doing $10 million in a few years or $20 million, let's say 10. Typically, it's anywhere between 6 to 8x of revenue.
It's an unusually good opportunity because I will say, know the product, know the business, understand it, and feel like this is just a situation that's totally relatable, I'm sure, to a lot of entrepreneurs, is that you have kind of a lumpy cash flow type situation because you have to do these big production runs and stock shelves, and you're not at a point as a business where banks are going to give you like a giant ass credit line or whatnot. So you're probably just operating on a small business Amex or whatever the heck, like revolving things. And so now he's turning to his fans, of which I'm one, and saying, "Hey guys, let's crowdfund, $400,000 or $500,000, and do you guys get a slice of the cookie pie?"